Gentleman, distinguished chairman yields back his time. The gentleman from Massachusetts, my friend, Mr. Lynch, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and the ranking member. Mr. Postmaster General, welcome.
Sir.
I don't think I've seen you since the swearing in, the signing ceremony at the White House on the postal reform bill, which you were very helpful with. You played a key role in getting that, and I had the opportunity to work on that for about 10 years. So certainly happy to see that in the rearview mirror. I wanted to talk to you about a piece of unfinished business. So I actually had offered an amendment to the Jobs and Infrastructure Act to provide money for the Postal Service to modernize its fleet. I think you get like 237,000 vehicles. I think besides DOD, you're number one. And many of those are what they call long life. I think that's the term they use for those vehicles. They're supposed to have like a 20-year shelf life, but I think some of them are already over 30.
That's right.
We did provide in the Inflation Reduction Act, we provided $3 billion in funding. And I know that in December you committed to ensuring that about 75% of the next generation delivery vehicles, which is roughly 66,000 vehicles, would be electric vehicles. And this is big, not just for the Postal Service, but bringing the charging infrastructure into some of our rural communities and suburban communities, as well as major cities. I just wanted to see if I could get a little update from you on where we are on the fleet modernization program.
Yes, sir. So thank you, and thank you for assistance in both the legislation and also on the vehicle funding. As you know, I think in December we made we had been, you know, we came out with 10% because we didn't have a strategy to change our infrastructure, and our delivery units could not take on this. I'd be afraid to plug a coffee pot in some of these places, let alone take it. We then moved forward after we passed the reform bill. Financial projections look a little better, and then because the capital and the benefit of it from a financial standpoint did not come close in terms of implementation where we were. After the $3 billion, I went to I don't know if you noticed, I met with the White House to figure out, John Podesta, and the different environmental, figure out, all right, we need to move forward with our mission in mind. How do we use these monies effectively to keep us in a stable rate? You know, I need to commit long out. It takes, I have to put these at over 1,000 facilities, right? So, and so forth. So we came up with a plan how to use the infrastructure money. That was agreeable, and use the vehicle money. We will start receiving electric vehicles, reverse to the commercial off-the-shelf, 40 transits will start coming in the December of this year or January. 10,000 over the next, they're left-hand drive. I need more right-hand drive, but those will get us going. Then in the end of 24, we'll start seeing, at the end of 24, it'll start trickling, but 25, 26, and 27, 20,000 a year on the NGDVs, all, you know, electric. Our first 15,000 will be ICE vehicles, which will come in towards the end of this year and into next, but then it's 100% electric vehicles. On the infrastructure, I already have it underway. We have close to 100 sites that will take about 100 vehicles each, and it's our old plants that were closed down. You're an old postal family, you know, the old plants that were closed down. What they already have 5,000 amps in them already, and big parking lots with VMS, and we're reopening up, retooling, and putting the money in to put the charging stations. I already ordered 14,000 charging stations. We have them in stock at Topeka in case it's a supply chain crunch. So we're moving out, and those 66,000, as they come off the line, we're going to have homes for them, and we're going to put them in where the carriers. It might be, I have a parking lot for the first 1,000 in case the whole infrastructure is not ready. But I have a new team on it that is aggregated all the different functionality, and we're gonna really lead the nation in this rollout, and it's pretty exciting to be part of.
That's great. One thing I would just want to say at the end, my time's almost up here. You know, the pattern of use for the postal vehicles, you know, you charge overnight, right? And then you roll out in the morning. And, you know, for the balance of the day, until those vehicles come back, you've got open charging stations. And I just want you to think about whether the public might be able to have access to those stations, those charging stations. If it didn't interfere with the postal operations, it might be you know, a great benefit to the general community in which you're located.
So you know, we've discussed that. I know you've been interested in other members here in a type of device and where it's located and when we charge. But I think the point is, as I was saying earlier with regard to Congresswoman Norton, we have an infrastructure, and whether it requires a different type of charging station, if this is a way that we can, you know, be more present in the community, we'll take a look at that. But we first got to get our thing going, because it's a monumental task that we're undertaking right now.
Thank you. And thank you for your courtesy, Mr. Chairman. I yield back. Thank you.
Gentleman yields